Alright, time for a Volibear game. I'll be playing this one against a Diana here, which should not be too big of a deal. I'm pretty strong early on, and with the build I'm gonna go for, my scaling is also gonna be pretty strong, so... You know, it's a very spicy build. I saw this build, like, popping up on Voli a lot lately, and I just, I tried it, and it's ridiculous. Like, it's actually ridiculous. Like, I don't know, man. The only downside about this build, specifically, for jungle, is the fact that you're a little slow. You're just a bit slow. Like, a bit slow early on, which, for Voli does hamper you a tiny amount. However, you have to keep in mind that you are very strong as a champion early game anyway, so even though you might build a little slower, it should still be fine. Okay. I'm just gonna start red buff because of that invade. I kind of wanted to clear towards top lane here, to be honest, but this is fine. Smite this one. Use the E for the next camp. There you go, and just hit the big one down. I'll attack the small one time. Just for a bit of a red buff tick. Beautiful. Gonna let that die. You can try to hold on to your Relentless Storm, which I find easier to do from blue side towards the other side. But on this side right there, with finishing the small ones, like, effectively with the E, I just wait for it. It's fine. Dropping it is gonna cost you a little bit of time, but shouldn't matter that much. Like a couple seconds in potential jungle clear if you really try to drag out your camps, but that also comes with the risk of potentially resetting your camps, which is not great, really. As you can see right there, though, you just E from a distance and you hold on to your Relentless Storm, which from that wolf, or from the raptors to wolves, is pretty easy because you have all three of your skills, basically. For the other side, it's a little bit more annoying. Like, the initial one, you want to go W, or EW, sorry. And then running from this distance is pretty tough, unless you very much drag out the small ones, which is just annoying, really. Not saying it's not doable, it's just annoying with a risk of resetting, and it's just not... I don't like doing that one too much. So I kind of skip past that. Q is also an auto-attack reset, so we should have used it as one. Let's see, clear speed, as you can see, without the leash is looking solid. I could have smited here for the instant finish, but I don't need to. For volley jungle, we're still maxing Q. The build on top lane pretty much maxes W first, but yeah, for jungle with the Q max, like the movement speed and stuff, is just really good for kill potential. I have no gank opportunities, so that's why I'm just standing here waiting for the scuttle, basically. Because mid's shoved in. Bot shoved in. I don't have much in this area vicinity to do. This guy might be gankable, depending on if he walks forward right now. I could stall... I'll stall one recall, see if he walks forward here, and if he... Okay, he does. That's gonna be a Death Twisted Fate. Make sure that you use your E while you're queuing. Save yourself the animation cast of it. Gonna help her shove. Obviously, she missed the cannon. I was about to say, obviously, give her the cannon, but she missed it, so there's that. Tier first back. And then we go this item here. Blasting one, beautiful. Not bad, not bad. See if I can run top lane here. This the Yorick is pushing in my Scion quite a lot. And he doesn't have any mana, so if I can get in position for a gank, that should be pretty doable. So I'm gonna run there as quickly as I can. Like, I know my camps are respawning, but this is just an easy gank opportunity that I have to go for. Like, unless he backs off, like, right now, but Scion is not really making that a thing. Okay, there's a ward here. That means he's gonna back off, or just clear the ward and move on. Scion gets the free wave. Obviously, Yorick's not gonna risk anything, so we're just gonna move on. That wasn't warded, that could have been a kill, but... It could have still been a kill if he didn't instantly run back either, because he paid attention to his to the vision there. If he tried to engage Scion in any type of way, he still would have died. Yeah, let's keep clearing here. Void grubs in 45. I think I'll play for those. Probably. I could play either for that or for dragon. But I think I'm just going to go void grubs and just play on some XP. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clear wolves here and probably turn around for void grubs. Sounds like a decent plan. Diana's bot lane. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm gonna do then. My bot lane needs to just live, and I kind of hope they can. They cannot. Okay. It's gonna go for these. Diana's going for dragon most likely, which is okay. Even if she doesn't, I just void grub here. Because the Scion wave is shoving into the Yorick, so the Yorick's not going to be able to do anything anyway. Gonna do this. Auto attack them once, group them together. Land the E. And then we just hit. Would not like to see the Diana be able to walk past everything here without Scion rotating for this. As long as Scion rotates for this, I'm happy. That is a DF ult towards bot lane. Okay, that's level 6. That's full HP, so I can't really gank that. I do think Diana's in her topside jungle. DF is bot lane, so let's see it, Diana. There she is. Wait until she flashes. Doesn't look like she has flash, so we just ult then. Wait, she does have flash? Fine, I'll still have flash down for it as well. Which side is he gonna go? Wait here a little bit. He walks probably down. He did walk down. Perfect. Juked, outplayed, sit down. Good day, sir. My Krug should be respawning soon, so I'm just gonna go red Krugs and then clear all the way down probably. Like, as you can see, like, I'm building like early tier, for example, but my champion is so strong early game that it like kind of still doesn't matter. Still have a blasting one, of course, which is nice, but yeah, even without the blasting one, your base damage is already high, so you're like, kind of chilling, even though you might be building a little slow early on compared to like the more, I guess, classic jungle setup right now, which is just what is it called first? It's slipping my mind. Not good. The crit one now guarantees you a crit. Like, how can I not? This one, yes, Sundered Sky, Jesus, okay. That's the thing, like, a lot of volleys rush in the jungle right now, but the top lane build, like, looks a lot more, like, it's just a lot more wild. Like, I have tried that one in the jungle too, and it just works insanely well. It's such an incredibly OP build, and it's just like, yeah. World of Age is only 1750 here, so we're just going to clear the rest of our bot side and pretty much back as soon as we can, because we need to buy the World of Ages and the tier as soon as physically possible. The build we're building here is also extremely cheap. The Sundered Sky Rush is 3100 gold, and the build from the tier World of Ages is 3000 gold. So you're kind of getting it like within that gold margin still. But also the upgrade from tier is only costing you 2400 gold, so the total of those two items combined only costs you 5k gold. Which is actually very cheap. It obviously starts out a tiny bit weak, but like, it scales up incredibly well. Which you will see in this game, of course. Also, another thing to mention, by the way, more than half the people who watch my videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you are enjoying the content, a subscription would be greatly appreciated. Let me clear this and move. Also, hitting the like button greatly helps as well. It's, this is actually pretty... The rotation for my team is a tiny bit slow there. I think we could have done that, but I needed like Katarina Janna to be a little bit faster with it. I'm not going to stick around here for too long because, as I said, I need to buy my World of Ages fast and move on, basically. So, yeah, let's buy this as well. Good. I think I just run top. Now, Void Grubs will spawn in 50 seconds. I am playing for the 6 Void Grubs for sure. If she does a dragon right now, it'll be okay. We're just going to see if we can go for this. There might be a plant here that I can use to hop over because he warded previously in this position. And because he did the ward placement there, I would imagine there is another ward there. Since that is the placement he chose. So I'm just going to like hop over here. And hug the wall on this side to go in for the gank, because that makes it the most difficult for him to do anything. We're just gonna quickly go for the Yorick gank before... Really? I don't know what he tried with that, but sure. That's fine, I guess. Give him the cannon, obviously. Missed the cannon. Lovely stuff. I need to rush these. Diana might be rotating for this, but I played for the 6 Void Grubs, and I had time before they spawned to kill the Yorick on top lane. So that is what I opted to do. And as long as my... I mean, my silence not that healthy, actually. I think I'm gonna hold on to my smite for the last one here, for sure. And just have all 6. I did lose a dragon, but that's all good. That doesn't matter. Like, 1 dragon loss for 6 Void Grubs is absolutely worth it. And I'm just gonna back right away. This back, I'm gonna afford my boots here for this mode. That's why we build it. And then we go for... Dudes. Just quickly buy a dagger. You might be wondering, what is this dagger gonna build into? It's Navori Flicker Blade. Yes. This item is mental, like, actually. So you'll see it, man. You'll see it. Like, this build's ridiculous. We have the scaling setup bot. We will be upgrading the tier of the goddess into the Fimbulwinter, but obviously we only have 170 charges, and we pretty much bought it as soon as we could as well. So this is just going to take a while, which means there's an item in between building the finishing the Fimbulwinter, which is also a 2600 gold item, so that's also cheap. Dead. Perfect. And then we can probably chase this guy. Unless these things slow me a lot. And nothing. That's not happening. Can we dive him, do you think? Is that a play here? Like, TF does have ult, but like... I see, Sion. Okay, I cannot dive with a player that doesn't want to charge up his Q as the first play he does. Fair enough, I'll be backing off then. I'm actually just gonna go for red buff here. I think Yorick could have died, but the first play Sion had to make was either tank the turret or charge up his full Q for that play, and he didn't do either, so I had to flash out of that decision real quick so I don't die. If I had ult, I could dive a little bit more aggressively, but then again, I just need to have a player that I can trust to do that dive with, and this Sion clearly wasn't the one. The second he didn't do the only skill he could use at the start of that engage to make that work. So I just back out of the decision real quick. Not gonna overcommit because I don't want to die for free. That would be bad. I should have been in that position, I suppose. Gonna clear the rest of my camps now. Okay, that, like, after I wasn't like initially in that position to cut off the TF, the play instantly just disappears. I need to move down bot here. Probably Twitch is gonna hit turret, right? He's not gonna hit turret. Let's finish off this. Make sure I keep a nice bit of jungle pacing here. There is a ward in this bush, unfortunately. Right. I don't have ult for another 20 seconds, so that's going to be a bit of an unfortunate one. Ooh, that is a bit spicy. I apologize, Jenna, but you are just fodder, my guy. That's fine. They used a lot, and my ult's going to come off cooldown here. Yeah, very well played, Thresh. That was beautiful. The hook was beautiful. Like, it's just too much. I also forgot that volley ult no longer, like, removes the CC, basically. So I didn't anticipate that correctly either. I kind of should have thought about that and just ran. Because the TF stun card is a guaranteed land on me, right? Like, that was always going to happen. But because previously this thing would just ignore that, that's no longer the case these days, and I just forgot about that mechanic and that interaction, which cost me my life there, because if I don't get CC'd initially, I'd have more room to move, and that would have allowed that for a much easier and better play. Now I don't have my R available to me, which sucks. I think I can still move for the dragon, though. I'm pretty sure they were doing it. They're going to be doing it, right? Either that or I think I just send it. This might be very greedy, very stupid. This is probably very stupid. Okay, well, we're committing to it, whatever. Oh, yeah, if you're dead, goodbye. We take those. Smite. I have an extra one for the dragon when it comes to it. We're just gonna kill Diana first. No, Caitlyn, what did you just do? Ah, that's lack of... that sucks. All Caitlyn has to do in that position is just not reset the dragon. What is that? What is this? Okay. Very spicy move there, Twitch. I guess if Caitlyn saw the Twitch somewhere, I respect the movement more. I didn't see the Twitch personally, so that makes sense that she resets the dragon if she sees Twitch somewhere. Based on these wards being here, I think she did in fact see Twitch go invisible, so that makes a lot more sense for her movement there. Because, like, in my mind, you just hold on to dragon, but obviously you cannot do that if the Twitch is literally approaching. So I respect the play. I didn't see Twitch personally, so that is probably on me then. Alright, let's clear up the rest of this bot side, and then we'll go for the reset. We are looking very good here. We got the Navori Flicker Blade completed. I guess you can see it's 60 minutes in game. I do have a decent amount of kill participation, I guess. My CS is just solid, and I am finishing these items. Like, it's really... They're all so cheap. They're just so incredibly cheap, but yet they're so strong. 2,600 gold for this, 2,600 gold for this, and 2,400 gold for finishing the entirety of Fimbulwinter. And the combination of those 3 items is insane. So that's like why, as a jungler even, like, this build's good, because you obviously get a bit less gold income, generally speaking, than your top laner. However, you know, if your build's this cheap, then it doesn't matter, right? Like, you're still gonna be buying these items on high tempo. So we're looking pretty good there. Okay, we still have some time, this thing, before it despawns, and my Sion's going pretty aggressive. My team is following this, so I'm also following this. Wait a second. Oh, no. I am unhappy with what I just performed. Dude. That doesn't reach, eh? Okay. I see. Rip my ult. I should have flashed first then. I thought I could ult over that, but apparently I couldn't, or my position was just not good enough. Look at the cooldown on the... Look at the cooldown on my skills, man. I need to do a Rift Herald real quick. Look at the skill cooldown. This is stupid. Like, the fact that you have your skills up so often is ridiculously stupid. Like, what is the enemy gonna do about this, right? Like, if they go into any fight with you, just chomp them every half second, and it's just ridiculous. Alright, finish that off, pick this up. Perfect. This item will be affordable in 500 gold. Go this quickly. I smite that one because they're all in that position to potentially follow that up, and I just need to kill it quick. Just look at... Like, this is ridiculous, right? If you see me combo those camps out, like, what... Oh. That's mine, thank you. Also, the movement speed I have from this Flicker Blade is just ridiculous on top of it. Like, I just ridiculous in general. Okay, let's go for Diana first. Nice, son of a... Whatever. It'll be useful. It's fine. What is that? Flash? The Rift Herald will be fine. I can use this. It's okay. Just click it. Okay, let's hit the minion wave so that pushes as well. And then we just hit the turret. Not a problem. He does kill the Rift Herald there, but that's okay. Got the turret out of the way. I'm gonna go for this red buff here. I think. I might not be able to do that, actually. Gotta disable the turret on this dive. Finish the turret, please. I kind of had to do it in that position. Because my team was diving that, and I cannot run for red buff, obviously, when my team is just diving like that. That would be very dumb. Okay, just auto attack move on that one and finish him off. Perfect. Then we move out because I still want to pick up this red buff. I'm going to be able to buy my item on the next recall as well, which is going to be very nice. Hopefully she doesn't think about that. She did think about taking my XP, so I have to smite it. That's very unfortunate. Don't want to lose your XP. Really don't. That guy's just gonna let... I'm just gonna let him die. We're just gonna take the reset because the dragon's gonna spawn in 20 seconds. We're gonna have to play for that. We'll build this here, and then it's just a matter of some armor first, I think. Yes. Frozen Hearts. Beautiful. Let's go. Frozen Heart against this team makes the most sense for an armor item. It's basically you're picking between Frozen Heart or this one, the Unending Despair. You can go Thornmail, but with the way these two items are currently, they just synergize better with the setup. So I would pick between one of those. Frozen Heart's obviously the better one because it gives you mana as well, which gives more synergy to your Fimbulwinter. So there is that. But Frozen Heart's also great against attack speed based champions like Twitch and this TF build and Diana as well with attack speed there too. So it just ends up being the best one. Not gonna over-aggress for any plays here. My jungle camps are up and Silence dead. My next play will definitely be for this Baron. Something to look for, but yeah. She tries to last hit all my camps. Like, is this guy drunk, or can I get my experience, my guy? Are you serious? Okay. Twitch bot lane. Might have to rotate. Look at my, like, look at the damage, man. Look at the skill cooldowns. Like, what is happening here, you know? Let's go for this. Might be able to rotate over. Sweep. I'm gonna go for this. Dead, and then we sweep here. Look at my skill cooldown. Just look at them, man. Like, I just have my W up every half second. This is ridiculous. Twitch somehow got out. Like, I don't know how he managed that one, but he got out against 2 sweeping trinkets. That's kind of insane. Dude, this build is ridiculously stupid, like, actually. It's like with this low of a cooldown on your W, like, you're just laughing, really. Like, there's, like, you just heal everything back. You have Fimbulwinter, shields, and the last 2 items in this build are just gonna be straight tank items, and this just does so much damage. Like, your E max HP damage as well. Finish off this turret here. Got 14 out of 22 kill participation. That's solid. I'd rather recall here and play for this thing. Just recall into Baron. It's pretty straightforward. Gonna buy the Frozen Heart right now. Beautiful. And then last item. I could build Magic Resist. The Spirit of Visage is the one you'd want to get the most as your Magic Resist item with this setup. So that would be generally what I would do. But in this game, I might not need it, actually. I mean, it's not bad. Like, it still gives me the regeneration and stuff. So I probably will just go for it. But yeah. I could do that. We're just going to take the red buff here. And then just look for the Baron. Just give me my experience, Caitlyn. Thank you. This time around. Good, good, good. Almost level 16. And then that's fine. Yeah, thank you for the hit on that one. That's good. And we just chase. I have blue smite, so we're just going to chase the Diana here. That is slightly annoying, but doesn't really matter too much. Look at my chase potential, by the way. Because I got interrupted twice on the queue, it just keeps refreshing off cooldown as well. And my movement speed with the movement speed gain from Flicker Blade is also extremely high, so my chase potential is just ridiculous. And my survivability is insane as well, because the shielding, like, provided from Fimbulwinter is completely mental. Like, it's ridiculous amounts of shielding from this item, and, like, that might go overlooked right now. And you might think my resistances are, like, pretty low and stuff, but the shielding from Fimbulwinter is ridiculous. That is not bad. Just gonna drop an ult on him endlessly. Like, he gets one more skill on Silence, Silence most likely dies there. So we're just gonna send this. I think I can tank the turret for a bit. Not gonna... Oh, that's a bit much. I'm not gonna overextend for that, actually. The team wasn't actually hitting the turret properly. So it was a little bit too scary. The turret was never gonna die fast enough. Caitlyn was permanently auto-attacking the turret. I probably would have committed to the Diana, but because she wasn't, you know... I don't think pushing on double turrets is going to be too effective with a Sion that's 2 HP and me not having ult. So we're just going to play out for Dragon in 30 seconds. I'm going to also claim this red buff real quick. There we go, and then just reset for this thing. Perfect. Spirit Visage will be the item I go for, because I'm just gonna build full box standard build, like this build setup, this build order, just completely standard here. But yeah. Sprint towards the dragon. Q. Make sure to clip the bush here as well for a bit of movement speed. Good kill on Diana. Just finish the dragon, and that should be pretty much the end of the game. My skill cooldowns are so unbelievably low, man. Just look at what's happening. Like, what are they gonna do about it? Like, I basically have a permanent heal for my W. I have this for max HP based damage. Like, I have stuns on, like, the lowest cooldown ever. Like, what are they gonna do, you know? It's just nothing you can do about it. I see. I mean, that's an engage from this guy. I'm just gonna go for the Thresh, I guess. Chomp him. Stun him again. My skill cooldown is so disgustingly low. What are you doing? Like, what do you do about this build? Wait, excuse me. I know. That's really annoying, actually. But it doesn't matter because I'm fully... Oh, damn it. It barely matters because it was just too much damage. It was a little bit too much damage. This guy also has a Blade of the Rune King, which helps him a lot. But still, I survived that for a long-ass time. Last item, Spirit Visage. With that item, you're essentially immortal. And this thing shielded me for 2,700 damage already. And, I mean, yeah. That is it for Volibear. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And I'll see you guys in the endgame stats. Right, so for the endgame stats here, I ended up doing a nice 23.3k damage, which is on par with Katarina. Very solid amounts of damage, really. The build's not built for a lot of damage. It's built for a good amount of damage, but it's a lot of survivability, actually. Tankiness with this setup. 1,000 damage there. Objective damage at 61.7k, which is very good. Healing done, 16.7k. Damage taken, 31k, which is a very good amount. Sion is just, you know, not surprising that he has more. He has a laner to tank the entire time as well, so that's just consistent damage taken on top of it. Self-mitigated at another 51.7. Again, Sion outdid me on this one. Not very surprising. Full tank champion in top lane who can just, you know, you take a lot of free damage in lane due to poke reasons, right? Adds up, obviously. He's still built for this type of stuff, so makes sense. Gold earned at 14.6k for the runes. Press the attack dealt 2,360 total damage here. Very nice. Triumph for the 1,800 HP extra gold. Legend Haste for the ability haste, of course. So it's very good with his build setup. Coup de Grace for 600 damage. And then Cosmic Insight. The reason I take Cosmic Insight over Jack of all trades, by the way, is because of the tier stacking capabilities and the item haste it gives. It gives that little bit of item haste to the point where it's just a bit nicer as well for like tier tempo and stuff. Because like as top lane, you have the potential to like start with tier. As jungle, you're delaying it quite a bit, and I do like getting this. Also, the summoner spell haste for more flashes is very good for jungle, and obviously smite cooldown. But the flashes can help you get a lot more kills throughout the entirety of the early game, because a flash QE is quite strong at getting a kill, you know, so that's why I like this one a little bit more than Jack of all trades. But you can go Jack of all trades. That's like the kind of the standard people go for, because you get a lot of different stats from these items to the point where you can afford to do so, and you will be able to get the 10 with like a pretty regular build setup to get that extra adaptability there. But yeah, then I go with magical footwear. You could go cashback, however the value of cashback is relatively low, because the magical footwear just gives you the free boots, which is 300 gold. But to be able to afford the cashback to be worth it, it's going to be a... you have to finish 2 items, 2,600 gold for 2. Because 2,600 gold translates to like roughly 150 something gold, I believe. So, you know, you need 2 of these items finished to be able to get the value of just boots, and it's just going to be a bit delayed. I'd rather have to not spend the 300 gold early on, so I can rush into like the tier, use the money for the tier instead, and then, you know, buy the items a bit quicker, because you really need to be quite fast with it. Like the moment you have enough gold for World of Ages, you kind of have to reset. The moment you have enough, like you did your first clear, you know, did a gank, that is the moment you need to buy that tier. And you just have to have that early tempo for these items, and then they will scale up incredibly well, as you see in later game team fights as well. You have just a very nice setup. You can sell your boots as well very later on. Jesus Christ, later on in the game. I would always try to sell boots for something that provides movement speed. A big factor, or a big one to go for this one for, is going to be a Force of Nature. Very good item. If it's a good item against an enemy team, I will always purchase it, but I'll still go Spirit Visage because it works too well with a team setup. So it's Spirit Visage is like a default with this build setup with Fimbulwinter and the healing from W. You want the shielding and healing increase of the item, so you want to get that. But as a last item here, replacing your boots for something like a Force of Nature. If you do not need the Force of Nature, you can also go like Deadman's Blade for movement speed there as well. You do have to keep in mind that you do have movement speed from this item at 7%. You have your Q for movement speed, and you have Blue Smite. So boots aren't completely required. You can at the end sell your boots here for like a Jock Show as well if you'd want to be more survivable. This is especially doable against more immobile enemy comps. So if the enemy has a lot of mobility, then you probably want to keep a good amount of movement speed in your build, but you can drop your boots entirely without replacing it for like a movement speed item like Force of Nature or Deadman's Blade in this position, because you have the Flicker Blades giving you 7% movement speed, you have your Q for movement speed, and your Blue Smite for movement speed, and then just surviving against a little bit of a lower mobility comp is going to be more important in like an all-in situation. And for those purposes, I would just go Jock Show as like a general setup for it. Obviously, a Force of Nature is just too good into the enemy team, you should go for it. Or maybe Random Ones is too good into the enemy team, you should go for it. But generally speaking, Jock Show is going to be the best option for survivability purposes, because it amps both resistances, and obviously you get the massive survivability from the item. Stack that with Fimbulwinter, stack that with your W, stack that with your E cooldown being like 2 seconds as well. You get shields upon shields upon shields upon shields on pretty high resistances for both. And you know, late game, you're not really going to get killed. It's going to be very hard for them to focus you down. You're going to be very tanky. If you use enough skills, you're going to be fine. And that is the strength of this build. As you saw throughout the game, it wasn't that weak either. So, yeah. With all that being said, though, and the explanation for the build, that was it for this video. I upload daily, so be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another one. Bye.